Anxiety is also me. Because if you know me, I am on medicine because of my anxiety. I have severe anxiety disorders.
Oh, see.
So, anxiety is also me. You will keep me in your perfect peace. Those whose minds are stand fast because they trust in you. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and also trust in me. Give your worries to Him because He cares about you. I call out to the Lord when I'm in trouble, and He answers me. The Bible says in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, that His children knows His voice. We know the voice of God speaks to us today. He's the Alpha. Revelation says He's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning, first and last, He that is, He that was, forevermore. In Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 18, it says, For I have plans for you. He says that in His Word, that He knew thee was still in thy mother's womb. God knows every heart and every mind today. In the book of Matthew, it also talks about, I don't know the exact place it is, but in the book of Matthew, it says He knows every hair on your head is even numbered. God knows that much about you today. He's in control of your life. Don't let the devil control you. Don't let anxiety control you. Don't let anger control you. But just begin to trust upon God today. Begin to trust upon Him and know that He is the Master. He is the King. He is the Alpha. He's the Omega. He's the everything today. Lord, I get anxious about my future. I try to imagine it, and it seems so vague and uncertain and blurry around the edges. Forgive my anxiety. I don't want to dishonor you, and I do trust with you with my life. I give you my worries and cares and leave them with you, knowing that it is not good for me to control them myself. What steps can you do to be less anxious and more trusting? What steps can you take today? You're talking to somebody that's always want to be in control of his life, a control freak. So it's been very hard for me to try to let somebody else have control of my life sometimes. There's been time and time again I've gave it to God. But lately, it's more harder because I don't want to give my control up to nobody. And I've basically lost control anyways right now. Because I'm not really in control of my life anymore. And that's one reason why I'm more depressed, is why I'm more anxious, because I don't have control. You know, I always use things on the positives. But more than lately, I see more of the negatives than I do the positives.
Huh?
You know, it's something I always pride myself on in life. You know, in my whole life, I was the only positive person in my family. My mom and me is pretty much identical on everything we ever believed, everything we ever did. But one thing we differed at, well, two things we differed at. Number one, she's a morning person. Don't wake me up in the morning because I'm not no morning person. But now this guy right here, he loves to be woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, having yard sales, be beating on his door at 3 o'clock in the morning. Arby, wake up! He used to get so mad. He used to get so mad at me. This man right here. Can you imagine trying to wake him up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go have a yard sale? I have pictures of him. I'll post them for you guys one day. I have pictures of him on roller skates. Because he got on roller skates and he about fell into the car because he's so bored. But anyways, anxiety. Don't let anxiety control your life. Do like I'm doing right now when anxiety gets too high. Try to find the laughter in life. And if you don't have nothing else to laugh about, just laugh at this one right here. And imagine him on roller skates. That's pretty funny. I've even got it in... Yeah. I need to get a big blow-up picture of it. I got a little picture. You can go to Walmart and get a big 8x10 blow-up. A big billboard. I might get a big billboard. You know, one of my first messages I ever preached. One of my first messages I ever preached back when I was about 20 years old was about sometimes people want to see this big sign. And I remember the first message I preached was like this big billboard. You know, and I was on the radio, and now you can see me, but I was on the radio and nobody could see me back then. And I was literally using my hands and saying, people want to see this big billboard. But sometimes those signs are in the still small voice. Sometimes those things are in the smaller sign. But for RV, this man right here, he needs a big billboard of him on roller skates. I'll do it and I'll post it to you guys on YouTube and Facebook once I get blowed up.